What's going on, everybody? This is Hunter. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. As you can see, I am on the side of the road here getting ready to record this beautiful motorhome. And what's nice about this is it actually has bunk models, or actually has bunks, but I think you could convert it into a closet if you need some more space. Today, I am down at Funtown RV for a lot party that they're having tomorrow. But this is going to be the Funtown RV North Detroit location here in North Branch, Michigan. A pretty darn cool spot. And there is a couple units here that I wanted to get some videos on while I'm over here. And this one is obviously one of them. It's the 2025 Solera 32DSB. And again, that stands for dual suite bunks. So it's going to be perfect if you guys have, a family like myself and you need some room for some kids, or if you just need a camper with a little extra oomph as far as like storage is concerned. But I know it's got to be a little bit loud here on the mic. So I'm going to head right on the inside. If you guys don't mind, hit that like and subscribe button for daily RV content. But I'm also going to put a link for this particular model down in the description. And then as this one sells, it'll probably hold in like a generic stock one, whatever they have. So make sure to compare options, apples to apples and all that. But again, 2025 Solera 32 DSB. And when you walk in, this is going to be in what they call the cobblestone decor. Myself in particular, I really like it because not only I think does it look pretty good, but it's also in a color that I think is conducive to having kids that are little tornadoes. Having the floor be like a darker gray is nice. You can see there's a little bit of dirt right there just from people walking, in and out of it. But as you peel it back, it really doesn't show it all that well because it kind of has, different colors mixed in. So I think they did a really good job on it. So dual slide, I'm sorry. So you're gonna have one slide over here, where you see like, the microwave, stovetop, a sofa here that pulls out to make a bed. And then you have another one back here that has the bunks and the closet. We'll show you that here in a second. But this is kind of a pretty classic Class C setup where you're going to notice, you have the, by the way, this is sitting on the Ford E-Series chassis. So it's going to be, pretty much all the power that you need. Pretty basic, not super expensive, compared to most, but it's going to be kind of like your work truck style front. But you also have a backup camera and things of that nature, which if I fired it up, I could show you that. But that's what you're getting here. But classic Class C to where you're going to get some extra sleeping here up above. And what I like about this one is you have this. You also have the two bunks. You also have the sofa and a dinette. So there is a ton of sleeping that can happen in a pretty condensed space. That also makes it a really good one for rentals. It's going to be one of the more popular for the people that are renting it out. You have a 32-inch smart TV with the built-in Connex soundbar. This is going to be by JBL too, which is nice. So that swings out so you can get a good view. Maybe you're having a meal down here at your dinette. Oh, actually, here's a good old pricing and spec sheet. So again, this will be found down in the description. But this one in particular, MSRP of $154,788. And they have a sale price going on of $112,888. And then who knows, maybe you can twist their arm and get a little bit more off. You didn't hear that from me, but you never know. Hopefully they don't get mad about saying that. This right here drops down to make a bed as well, like I just said. And you're also going to get outlets there underneath too as well. So that way you can, charge up your devices. What's nice about this brand as well is you actually have the pull-out drawers are going to be on rollers. A lot of times for your more quote-unquote kind of intro, that was nice. It also has soft close. On your more quote-unquote entry-level motorhomes, that'll actually just be a drawer that's not on rollers, just kind of like wood or just an open space. So I do like to see that. Well, you're also going to have buckles on this side too as well. So you're also going to get a cable hookup and an HDMI that links on over to the TV along with your outlet. And then, of course, a little bit of overhead storage. You're also going to get 4G Wi-Fi hookups. So right here, it's going to be prepped for your gateway system. So if you guys want to get a little bit of working on the road, like me and my buddies, we're actually taking an RV up to Alaska next month. And, if I was smart, I would have gotten one with the Wi-Fi so that way I could still kind of post. But now I'm doing, if I don't answer a comment for a week, just know I'm in grizzly territory, baby. Having a blast checking out some glaciers and, hopefully ignoring life a little bit. Sofa here does pull out to make some additional sleeping. You also got your buckles. All the windows are going to be tinted as well. Let's see what they got for the shades. Yeah, you got the Dracula shade, and I kind of like how it's not black. They're usually just completely blacked out, but this one is going to be more of like a cloth there. It's also a screen, so obviously that opens up for a nice breeze. Hands-free on the strut system too, which, babe, if you're watching, I love you. And then as you come on along, these are also on the soft close too. I should point that out as well. You got a little bit more right there. But you're going to get the 3-top burner, and it's going to be a little bit more spread out. A lot of times in these motorhomes, I see it where they just have the 2 burner, and it's one of those skinny mini ones. You can actually cook a good sized meal on this. And then you also have the combi microwave, so it's going to be basically a convection microwave there too as well, with a little bit of extra storage. So you can get a little bit of bacon done, you know, in a pinch. You're also going to have the stainless steel undermounted bowl with the high-rise faucet, hitting those dishes from all angles. And then you're going to have your wireless charger that also pops up into a power tower. So you have your outlets, USB, and universal C, as well as a flip-up countertop. Since there's not a lot of counter space in there, it's nice to have just a little extra oomph that you can pull out when you need, if you're not going to be walking back and forth, just to get a little bit of extra, you know. Not gonna lie, I got a little nervous opening that because that's cutting it close to the microwave, but good to see it doesn't bonk it. Also, what's nice here too is you see how it's really all nice and open. You have the plumbing tucked into the back, so you could put in a garbage can. A lot of times, it'll actually get in the way of a garbage can with the plumbing, so it's nice to know that they actually thought about that. Because I feel like a lot of times these companies don't actually camp, and they you know, put goofy stuff in there like that. The old steamer Stink Sucker 3000 to help circulate some of that air. And I'm sure if you wanted to, well, you don't need to. I was going to say you could probably put a second AC in there, but you do have 2 ACs in this unit as well, which is nice. And it looks like it's going to be a 15K. You're also going to have basically your control panel right over here, but you also have a couple little doodads where you can, you know, hang up a couple coats. All these lightings are going to be on the dimmers here too as well. And then you have your control panel for your gas and electric water heater, your Arctic package, which is basically going to help you camp a little bit longer, help your tanks from freezing. You know, that'll have things such as your 12-volt heat pads onto all of your tanks, which you can also see the tank fills right there as well. Battery disconnect, and then you can also see what the solar up on top is going on. So you can see the batteries at a 12.5 volt here at the moment. And I don't have the power on, it's just running off of the solar. So I'd imagine there's at least 200 watts up there. This is also going to be a 12-volt refrigerator, so that will pair up with that solar panel up on top, so that way you can kind of keep this thing powered. So if you are doing a little boondocking, maybe you don't have to turn on, you know, the generator or something like that, because this will actually run off of the battery. So if you're in a place where, you know, noise is at a premium, you're good to go. You're also going to see no vents in the floor. They're all going to be vented in pretty good spots there, you know, as well. Got another little Get Me Done style TV right here, which is going to be directly across from the bunks. A little bit of knick-knack storage. I like how that is a shelf though. But that's going to be a pretty good little TV just to keep the kids entertained. But like I said, I could see a lot of people not even buying this for the bunks. You know, this flips up, or it's just going to be really easy to remove. But you could totally do a little DIY hanging rack right there and turn this into one really nice size closet. Plus the height in here is pretty nice. You know, I'm 6 foot, maybe 6'1" with these Birkenstocks on. And you can see I'm running at about 6'3", 6'4", you know, somewhere around there. And while I got you flipped around, let's go ahead and get into the shower as well. So again, 6 foot, 6'1", 300 pounds. And, you know, you got about 6'2" here up in there, maybe 6'3" for head height. But even when you close this, you got plenty of room. Now, turning sideways might be a little bit of a challenge for me. But I'll tell you, if you're a flat belly or you're not someone that has, you know, broad shoulders like my wife, she'd have no problem showering in that. No problemo. You got a mirror to check out the old bowling gun, baby. That thing should look pretty darn enhanced. Been hitting the gym, baby. Now, I'm used to saying 300 pounds. I actually weigh 292 now. At my max, like 6 months ago, weighed 331, so things are going real well. You also have the porcelain foot flush throne right there. Another little sink. This is going to be plastic. It's also got a thermofoil for the topping, so it's just going to be like a little, you know, kind of heat wrap plastic going there for you. Queen bed, east to west, which is nice. Even though it doesn't on a slide, it looks like it's on a slide because right over here, you are on that slide, and that's going to create just a little bit of extra room. And look how deep that goes for your hanging items, which is nice. And you saw, should have showed that, you do have room, you know, for your hooks. Bada bing, bada boom. More storage. more storage. And then you also have more hanging room over to the right. And then, of course, you know, some more pull-out drawers. So you got these two big ones, and then you have four on either side. So for a total of four, I'm sorry, two on either side. Let's see if we got some storage here up underneath. Sure do. A little bit of storage right there. And then you also have countertops on both sides as well, too, which is nice. And then you have your little, you know, nightlight reading lights. You also have an emergency exit. So, you know, pull, push, and plop. You can get out in a hurry, you know, if you need to. Hopefully you never, you know, experience the need for that. But really good storage here up top. And I also like how these are on the reading lights. And if you don't really ever use these, they do have USB chargers, but also, you know, you just tap to turn it on. See, and then you also have like that mini one right there too. So if you want just a little bit of light or to, you know, blast the pages, baby, you're good to go. One of the slide room controls will be right here for your closet and for your bunk. And then of course your heat and AC. But all right, guys, what did you guys think? We're going to go around the outside. I think most of the camper's probably locked up. So I don't know how much I'll show you out there, but at least give you a good little look at the exterior. But again, 2025 Solera 32DSB, MSRP 154,788, sale price 112,888. Is the juice worth the squeeze? Let me down in the comments. But all right, in case you missed it the first time around, all the specifications, length, height, tank sizes, awning sizes will be down in the description, along with a link for this RV here at Funtown, North Detroit, North Branch location, however you want to call it. So we flip it back around, and I like the Solera because, one, I think it's really neutral. It's just a good-looking camper when you're going down. But it also has really nice, extra big side mirrors. So I know, like, my wife, if she was pulling this in there, she likes these as opposed to those little tiny baby ones. Who wants the little baby guys? Solera 3000 series. So, again, that does pair up with that the Solar that's up on top, which is nice. And it's going to be the upgraded version, the Solera 3000, so a little bit more effective there for you. But you can pull it in, you know, even without kicking on, you know, generators or anything of that nature. Your propane right behind this door, a little bit of extra storage there. And of course your outlets. And this one in particular does have a slide topper. So that's that piece of awning that goes from there to there and prevents debris from falling on top of your units, which is really nice. And then, nice, okay, that is open. So you got a little bit of extra storage right here. And then as you're coming along, you got more storage, and you're also going to get access to, I'm assuming, some of your valves right in there. Maybe like even like water or something. Well, that's nice to have that be a big old pass through. Usually the middle is humped up a little bit more, but there you could probably fit in, you know, picnic tables or something of that nature. And then coming out the back, you can see you are going to have your rear backup camera located right there, since obviously you can't see out the back with the, you know, with the camera, or with the, I'm sorry, the, what do they call it? I'm blanking out, but anyway, you can see out the back with your camera. And then you have your 2-inch receiver with your 7-way plug. And I believe this can tow up to 3,000 pounds. You also have a quick pin for your, a quick connect for your LP. Heading over onto the side, you have your Lippert on-the-go ladder system, so you can get on top of your fully walkable roof to check your seals, check your slides. And then you have another area right here that also has a drain, so that way you can maybe fill this up with some ice and some brewskis, and then drain it out and let all the water flow. You also have your black tank flush located right here as well. So that's going to be basically a sprinkler system for your poop tank, your 50 amp connection, and then your Furrion TV right there too. So if you want to hook up, you know, you like your cable and whatnot. Got yourself a little docking station. Bada bing, bada boom. You got your gas. And then you got your back end of your hot water heater, which is gas and electric as well. So that one is going to be locked. But I think that about wraps it up, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the tour. Again, my name is Hunter. This is the 2025 Solera 32 DSB, baby. That dual suite bunk. Have a great day. See you. Meow, 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 meow.